Nasrin Sotoudeh is serving 38 years in prison for her work as a human rights lawyer and women's rights activist. Here are 2 letters she has written to her children. Hello, my dearest Nima. Writing a letter to you is so very difficult. How do I tell you where I am when you are so innocent and too young to comprehend the true meaning of words such as prison, arrest, sentence, trial, and injustice? Last week you asked me, Mummy, are you coming home with us today? And I was forced to respond in plain view of the security agents. My work's going to take a little while, so I'll come home later. It is then that you nodded as if to say you understand, and took my hand, giving it a sweet, childlike kiss with your small lips. How do I explain that coming home is not up to me, that I am not free to rush back to you, when I know that you had told your father to ask me to finish my work so I can come back home? How do I explain to you that no work could ever keep me so far away from you? And a letter to her daughter, Mehraveh. It has been 6 months since I've taken away from you, my beloved children. Throughout these 6 months, we were only allowed to see each other a few times, and even then in the presence of security agents. During this time, I was never allowed to write to you, to receive a picture, or even meet with you freely without any security restrictions. My dear Mehraveh, you more than anyone understand the sorrow in my heart and the conditions under which we were allowed to meet. Each time, after each visit and every single day, I struggle with the notion of whether or not I have taken into consideration and respected my own children's rights. More than anything, I needed to be sure that you, my beloved daughter, whose wisdom I very much believe in, did not accuse me of violating my own children's rights. I once told you, my daughter, I hope you never think that I was not thinking of you, or that it was my actions that deserved such punishment. Everything I have done is legal and within the framework of the law. It was then that you lovingly caressed my face with your small hands and replied, I know, Mummy, I know. It was on that day that I was freed of the nightmare of being judged by my own daughter. My dearest Mehraveh, just like I was never able to disregard your rights and always sought to protect them to my fullest capacity, I was also never able to disregard the rights of my clients. How could I abandon the scene as soon as I was summoned by the authorities, knowing that my clients were behind bars? How could I abandon them when they hired me as their legal counsel and were awaiting their trial? It was my desire to protect the rights of many, particularly the rights of my children and your future, that led me to represent such cases in court. I believe that the pain that our family and the families of my clients have had to endure over the past few years is not in vain. Justice arrives exactly at the time when most have given up hope. I miss you, my dearest, and send you 100 kisses. Mama Nasrin.